My family and I have traveled those 26 states and thousands of miles in a creaky, sun-baked 1991 Holiday Rambler. There were countless times we found ourselves on the side of the road. From two blown tires to frozen engine batteries to shredded power steering belts to an offbeat windshield wiper, we've experienced it all. As full-time missionaries with no income, we've seen God's hand move miraculously to provide the means of repairing our rickety machine. And every time we've walked away with another story to tell. I remember that night like it was yesterday, November 9th, 2003, 2100 hours. We were leaving Kansas and we're headed south towards our next destination. Just after we crossed the Oklahoma border, my dad pulled our RV into a truck stop to fuel up. We spent 2 hours there, the normal amount of time it took to fill the water tank. It's a bit like watching the grass grow. It just takes longer.
The water tank in the RV1 was a tank, about a 100-gallon tank, and it just took forever to fill up. We weren't sure really why it would do that. It was underneath the bed and we had a lot of trouble with it.
At around 11 p.m., we pulled out to continue our trek to Oklahoma City. While outside temperatures dropped in the 20s, we were warm and fuzzy inside our 40-foot home. But not for long, as this was no fairy tale. The author of our life story, obviously a fan of action and suspense novels, thought to deepen the plot by loosening up a few things behind the scenes. We rumbled down the highway no more than 50 feet when we heard the unmistakable sound of an important little metal piece clanking its way down to the asphalt below. Oh shoot, Daddy muttered, the acceleration's gone. We pulled off the deserted highway and rolled to a stop just short of an exit ramp. Daddy released the air brake and clicked the button to switch from drive to neutral, but nothing happened. Okay, no biggie. We had trouble with the transmission buttons all the time, just some loose wires. After a few clicks, my dad usually got it working again. Unfortunately, not this time. We clicked, we clacked, we clicked and clacked. You would have thought it was a 1927 newsroom with a big story. That button just wouldn't respond. After a couple hundred more clicks, we decided it probably wasn't going to work anytime soon. With the transmission stuck in drive and the accelerator not working, we were dead in the water.
Because we couldn't turn the RV off, the temperature gauges started to rise. The water temperature for the engine and also the temperature gauge for the transmission. So it became worrisome and we were kind of trying to find a way that we could get the RV turned off. When I went through the manuals, I found that one of the manuals said that you could actually go under the RV and with your hand put it in neutral. So I was able to get it in neutral and then get the RV to turn off. You couldn't turn the RV off unless it was in neutral. It didn't let you do that. So with it in drive, that the RV kept running. And like I said, we were afraid that the temperatures were going to go too high and then just blow the engine and blow the transmission.
We couldn't turn the engine off. As my dad watched the gauges on the dash, he noticed the air pressure wasn't building up properly. The frame of the RV would soon be resting on the ground, which wouldn't be good if we were able to start moving. Daddy went outside to stare at the oil-splattered engine. He began to panic. Mama never got frustrated though. She read the book of Psalms and prayed for an answer. When he climbed back in, we all sat quiet for a few minutes, thinking. Finally, Mama had an idea. Let's roll it down the hill and see if there's a gas station down there. She smiled in her typical Mama way. We all peered out the window down the exit ramp in front of us. It didn't look very promising. No way, Daddy said firmly. There's nothing down there. We couldn't see around the bottom bend, so there was a chance a gas station might be down there. But if we stayed up at the top, we could possibly flag down a tow truck. In the end, Mama succeeded in convincing Daddy to open envelope number 1. We rattled down the dark exit ramp. At the bottom, we saw an auto repair shop and an abandoned gas station. We rolled into the driveway, but it had an incline, and and we hadn't picked up enough momentum to make it. We came to rest halfway in the entrance. "I'm not sure this is any better," Daddy frowned. Only a few minutes later, who do you guess came driving up the road? Why, a friendly policeman, of course. In not so many words, he told us to get our back end out of the road. After explaining the problem to him, he gave us the number of a tow truck company. They recognized the dark intersection we described and sent a good old country boy out to help us. He tried and tried, but he just couldn't get his Ford pickup to bulge our 15-ton cannon. Mama prayed, "God, please let Mark put his finger right on the problem." After hours of digging through a half-dozen manuals, Daddy crawled under the motorhome to manually switch the gears. He gave us the go-ahead, and the diesel engine stopped growling. Suddenly, a hissing sound could be heard coming from the engine. After restarting and cutting the engine a few times, Daddy was able to locate the culprit of all our troubles. He placed his finger right on a little hole where air was escaping. It turned out our air compressor, which powered the accelerator, the transmission, and the brakes, had lost a bolt. Daddy screwed in a 75 ohm adapter, which is from Radio Shack for cable TV in case you need one. And soon we were rumbling down the road in search of more not-so-fun adventures.